What if the harshest critic in your life isn't your boss, your partner, or that one relative? What if it's the story you're telling about yourself right now, underneath everything else? There's a guided meditation later in this video that might actually quiet it. But first, I want to talk about something most of us are doing without noticing. Here's what we're going to look at together. Two connected ideas, both practical, neither requiring you to believe anything you don't already sense is true. The first, that the people around you, even the difficult ones, especially the difficult ones, carry something worth asking a blessing from, and asking for it costs you nothing while giving you back an enormous amount. The second, that underneath every role you play, every job title, every criticism you've absorbed, every version of yourself you've had to defend, you are still exactly what you were before any of it started. This isn't a pep talk. This is about the mental overhead most of us are carrying without realizing we're the ones holding the bag. Let me get specific, because abstract doesn't help anyone. Picture this: you're in a meeting. A colleague interrupts you mid-sentence, waves off your idea like they're brushing away a fly, and moves on to the next agenda item. Your jaw tightens. Your face stays neutral, professional, but somewhere behind your eyes, a courtroom opens. For the rest of the day, you're rewriting the scene. Sharper comebacks, better data, the version where you calmly, devastatingly explained why they were wrong. You imagine telling a friend about it later. You imagine the colleague realizing, in some future meeting, that you were right all along. By the time you get home, you're not tired from the day. You're tired from the trial. You've been the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the judge, and the jury. And the colleague, the one who supposedly ruined your afternoon, is currently watching Netflix, having completely forgotten the moment ever happened. This is the pattern. Not just with that colleague, with the driver who cut you off, with the relative who said the thing at Thanksgiving, with the friend who took 2 days to text back. Your nervous system has been running a background process, sorting everyone you meet into allies or threats, and the sorting is exhausting you more than the actual work. Here's an image that might help. Imagine you've been walking around in a coat that's 3 sizes too heavy. A coat made of every criticism you've ever absorbed. Every time you felt judged. Every performance review that stung. Every offhand comment from a parent that lodged somewhere and never left. Every moment you decided you needed to be a little more armored, a little more defended, a little less soft. You've been wearing this coat for so long you forgot it wasn't skin. You think the weight is just what being an adult feels like. You think the vigilance, the constant scanning for who's about to disappoint you, who's about to take something from you, who needs to be managed, is just what it means to be a competent person in the world. It isn't. It's the coat. And the coat has 2 seams holding it on. The first seam is the belief that other people are, on some level, opponents. The second is the belief that you are, on some level, what they've said you were. We're going to loosen both seams. Start here. That colleague from the meeting. What if, just as a thought experiment, you asked, silently, in your own head, no one needs to know. What if you wished them well, Not because they deserved it. Not because they earned it. Not because you're going to become the kind of person who lets everyone walk over them. Because here's what most of us miss. Wishing someone well isn't a gift you give them. They don't even receive it. They're still watching Netflix. The person who receives it is you. The grip loosens. The courtroom closes. The prosecutor sits down. Think about what you'd actually be releasing. Not the memory of what happened. That stays. Not the boundary you might set next time. You can still set it. What releases is the version of you that's been carrying them around all afternoon, cross-examining them in an imaginary trial they will never attend. Asking, even silently, what it would mean to bless someone who wasn't kind to you. That's not weakness. It's the exact opposite. It's the moment you stop letting them rent space in your head for free. And now the deeper one. Because there's a second seam on the coat. And it's the harder one. If you've spent your whole life being shaped by feedback, by grades, by reviews, by the look on someone's face when you disappointed them, by the version of yourself you built to be acceptable, what's actually underneath all of that? Strip away the accomplishments and the failures. Strip away the roles. Strip away every opinion anyone has ever had about you, including your own. Is there something left? Most of us have never checked. We've been so busy defending the shape we became that we never asked whether the shape was actually us. Here's what I'd invite you to consider. Not as a belief, as a possibility you can test in your own experience. You were not made by the worst thing anyone said about you. You were not made by the promotion you didn't get. You were not made by the relationship that ended badly, or the parent who couldn't see you clearly, or the mistake you can't stop replaying at 3 a.m. Something in you existed before all of that. And something in you was not touched by any of it, not made stronger by it, not made weaker by it, not touched. The way the sky isn't touched by the weather that moves across it. When this lands, and it might not land as a thunderclap, it might land more like a quiet recognition, the coat gets lighter. Not because you fought it off, because you noticed you were the one holding it on. The colleague from the meeting didn't actually reach the real you. They reached the version of you that was already braced. The relative who says the thing every Thanksgiving didn't rewrite who you are. They pressed against a coat you've been wearing so long you thought it was you. And this isn't an affirmation to repeat until you believe it. This is something you can actually feel right now. If you stop defending against it for one breath. There's a version of you underneath everything that has never needed defending. It didn't shrink in the cold. It was never cold. So here's what I'd offer as we move toward the meditation. 2 small experiments. This week, when someone frustrates you, before the trial starts in your head, try silently wishing them the smallest bit of good. See what happens in your chest. And when you notice yourself rehearsing who you have to be today, competent, together, defended, pause and ask, what's here underneath all that? Not the performance. What's actually here? You might find something has been waiting for you to stop long enough to notice it. If you want to keep practicing with this, you can like the video and subscribe. Let's take a moment now to let this settle with a guided meditation. Let's take a few minutes to let this settle. You don't have to do anything with it. Just be here. Find a way to sit that feels supported. Let your shoulders drop a little. Let your jaw soften. You've been holding more than you realized. Take a breath. Not a big performance breath. Just a real one, and another. Notice where you are right now. The chair, the room, the weight of your body. Nothing to fix, nothing to solve. Bring to mind, gently, someone who has been taking up space in your head lately. Someone who frustrated you, interrupted you, disappointed you. You don't have to like them. You don't have to forgive anything. Just, for one breath, wish them well. Silently, in your own way, and notice, not what happens to them. Notice what happens in you. Something loosens. A small grip you didn't know you were holding. Rest there for a moment. Now turn your attention inward, past the roles, past the to-do list, past the version of you that has to show up tomorrow and be competent again. Underneath all of that, something is here. Quiet. Steady. It doesn't need to prove anything. It didn't come from what anyone said about you. It was here before any of that. You don't have to find it. You don't have to name it. Just let yourself stop defending against it for one more breath. The coat is heavy. You can set it down for a minute. It will still be there if you want to pick it back up. But notice, underneath the coat, you're not cold. You were never cold. Rest here. Nothing to do. Nothing to earn. Just this. Just you. Just what has always been here. Take one more breath, and when you're ready, let your eyes open. Let the room come back. Bring this softness with you. Thank you for practicing with us today. If you'd like, there's a free digital copy of A Course in Miracles available through the link in the description. You're also welcome to leave a simple comment such as, "I am grateful. Thank you for spending this time here." Whatever you're carrying today, you don't have to carry it as tightly as you have been. The people around you get to be themselves, and so do you, underneath all of it. Be gentle with yourself as you move back into your day. I'll see you next time.